Good morning, everyone, especially those that are jumping on the replay. I guess it may not be morning for you, but welcome. Thanks for jumping on. For those that have been waiting for me to get on, I apologize for being so late. Welcome, Scott. It's just one of those mornings. So welcome. Let me turn this around. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the broadcast this morning. For those that don't know me, just real quick, my name is Dawn. I am a personal wellness coach with Herbalife International. I'm also the mother of two amazing teenage boys. And about 5 years ago, I took on my health and wellness journey. I was weighing over 200 pounds, well over 200 pounds. And on my 5'4" frame, that was not a good thing. I have, thank you for the hearts, and my favorite color, purple. So I was well overweight. I didn't have any energy. You know, my life was pretty much on the couch. As I looked for before pictures of me, everything that my kids took, I was on the couch. So that was kind of scary. Now I have, hello, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while, other than watching on yours. I took on my health. I cleaned up my eating, and at first it was a diet, but it's transitioned into a lifestyle because I had dieted my way to the well over 200 pounds. I've lost 91 pounds, 220 inches, and now I'm teaching other people how to take on their health by cleaning up their diets. Nutrition is really important to me. As a mom, it's important because as I changed my eating habits and started getting results, and it was something my family realized was a permanent thing for me, not just a phase. I wasn't going to go back to the mac and cheese and hot dogs that I can't even imagine I used to eat. They've done the same thing, and they've cleaned up their diet. And I'm not saying they don't play video games, because they do, but they don't sit there and play video games at the exclusion of everything else. They are both active. My older son is a competitive swimmer. My younger son is out riding his bike all the time. They both ride their bikes to school every day, and they come home for lunch and ride their bikes back. So they're both very active, and my son is laughing at me in the other room. Probably because I admitted that he does play video games still. Oh well. Anyway, so last week I did a scope on food as medicine, and we talked about predominantly fruits and vegetables, but there are other foods out there that also have properties that can act as medicine, that can help keep us healthy. A lot of it is more preventative medicine. And I had someone request that I focus on grains. So I told them this week I would do grains. So today we're talking about food as medicine with an emphasis on grains. If you want the fruits and vegetables one, I am on catch.me, but I also have it on YouTube. Actually, I don't remember if I uploaded that one. I will upload that one when I get off today to make sure it's there. And just look for me, Dawn Little, on YouTube, and it is posted there, or it will be after this. I will get it uploaded. So by this afternoon, it should be uploaded. It takes a minute sometimes. Depends on if my son is on his video games. I'll subscribe. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of what's on there are my periscopes. I've been loading them up there. So for those that weren't on the scope last week, I'm going to do just a quick review of the concept of grains or foods as medicine. The biggest thing is food is our fuel. That's how we fuel our bodies. And that's a concept that we really need to embrace and to realize. You know, it's not a comfort thing. It's not a pleasure thing. It's food to fuel our bodies. Now, that's not saying that you have to eat nasty stuff just to fuel your bodies, but it is fuel for our bodies. And that's how we really need to look at it. And that as we make decisions about what we're putting in our bodies and whether we're putting good fuel in or not, whether what we're putting in our bodies is going to be good fuel or not. The different processes in our bodies. Thank you for sharing it. The different foods that we put in our bodies, the different nutrients, do different things for us. The different processes in our body need different nutrients. And if we're not getting those nutrients, it leads to things like dis-ease, disease, which is just, if you break it apart, it's dis-ease in the body. And conditions like arthritis. Welcome. Hey, One Purpose Mime. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Mrs. J, welcome. It leads to conditions such as arthritis, diabetes, heart disease. Hello, Bobby. So all of those things are basically can be traced back to our bodies not getting, welcome, not getting the right nutrients that we need for the different processes, whether it's our circulatory system, our digestive system, our immune system, brain function, healthy hair and nails, vision, all of those different processes in our body need different nutrients. And if we're not fueling them, they're going to quit working. And that's where the dis-ease and everything comes from. If we're properly fueling our body, so we're putting those nutrients in that our body needs, then it's going to protect against those things. It's not 100% guarantee that you're not going to get sick, that you're not going to get have arthritis or diabetes or heart issues or even cancer. But if you're putting the right stuff in your body, then it's going to protect you. It's kind of like an armor. Stuff does penetrate armor, but you're putting up your best defense. So last week we talked about fruits and vegetables, and that one I'll get up to YouTube by this afternoon. But today we're talking about grains. Okay, you just saw my notes flipping. I wanted to make sure I stay on track, especially since my phone just said I'm low on memory. Last night I got kicked out because I was too low on memory. So if I get kicked out, I will jump right back on. But grains, we're talking whole grains, okay? Because whole grains have vitamins, minerals, fiber, things that are lost when our foods are processed. And then the manufacturers supplement some back in so that they can call it enriched. But it's nowhere near what they've taken out in that process of making white flour, or in that processing process, making it whatever they're making. So that it's not fully replaced. So you need to make sure that whatever you're consuming is whole grains. If it's something that actually has a nutritional label, which, if you just buy whole grains, it's not going to. But if it has a nutritional label, make sure it says whole grains on it. That should be like in the first ingredients. If it says enriched, you don't want it. It's no good. Make sure they're whole grains. And even that, and make sure it's in the first ones. Just because the label says whole grains, that means it's 10% whole grain. What's the other 90%? Look at the ingredients and make sure those first several ingredients are whole grains. Because you want to get all of that, everything those grains offer. Okay, so how are whole grains good for us? Okay, now some of us I know limit our whole grains. For me, I do have a little bit of a gluten intolerance. It's not celiac or anything like that. I just know if I eat too much grain or too much gluten in particular, I don't feel good, and it does cause digestive issues. Welcome. But other people don't have that problem. So you just have to find where you're at in that. But some of the things that grains do for us, they help to regulate our blood sugar because they, as a complex carb, they digest slower. So they don't shoot into our blood system like a simple carb would. So it helps to regulate your blood sugar by digesting slower. It aids in your digestion. For one, it promotes the growth of good bacteria that you need that helps with digestion. And it's also full of fiber, which helps keep things flowing good, if you know what I mean. Whole grains also can help control your appetite. Again, it's the fiber, because the fiber also makes you feel fuller. Okay, there's two different fibers that you want there. There's the soluble and the insoluble. The insoluble means it doesn't dissolve in water. That's the one that's helping keep things moving. The soluble dissolves in water and actually helps fill you up and make you feel full longer. So it helps control appetite. It helps to reduce cholesterol. It helps to remove the toxins from your body. Again, it's the fiber. The fiber in the grains actually attaches to toxins and helps pull it through so the toxins aren't absorbed into your system. That's pretty cool. It's something I learned doing this research. It improves your digestive function, okay? Again, it's the fiber that's doing that, as well as the fact that it helps those fuel those healthy bacteria. Sorry, I can't talk this morning. Okay, and then it synthesizes neurotransmitters. Okay, neurotransmitters are the chemical messages made by the body, such as serotonin, okay, which helps you sleep, helps you feel happy. Okay, so the whole grains have properties in them that helps trigger the production of those in your body. It also, and this is a big one, we talked a little bit about it, I think it was yesterday, we talked about heart health. It lowers your risk for heart failure. I'm not sure what in grains does that, but I saw that on I've seen that like 3 or 4 different places as I've researched and as I've been learning over the years, that the grains, the whole grains, so everything in the grains, helps reduce your risk of heart failure. That's pretty important, because if your heart fails, you're done for. End of game. Doesn't matter what you're eating now. So you may as well eat healthy so that your heart doesn't fail, right? Okay, some good sources of whole grains. Whole wheat. These are the things that you should look for on those nutrition labels, okay? Whole wheat, whole rye, oats. I love oats. You don't want those instant oats because those are so processed that they've lost a lot of the value. Rolled oats are good. Crimped oats, they take a little longer to cook, but that's good. That means there's more in there, and they're kind of chewy. They're pretty good. Brown rice, okay, still has the fiber on the outside, has the coating that's all the nutrients. All of that is stripped away for white rice. White rice is basically starch, and that's it. Where brown rice, you have all that nutrition too. Wild rice, spelt, which is an ancient grain, and spelt is not GMO. It's a wheat, and you can guarantee that it's not. It's non-GMO. Amaranth is another ancient grain that's actually high in protein as well. Buckwheat groats, which I'm not sure what that is. It's the second time I've seen that come up with something, so I'm going to be researching that one. Bulgur, kamut, another one I've never even heard of. Millet, cornmeal, which is unusual. Barley, wheat germ. Okay, so that's when they've processed wheat, they pull out the germ, so you can buy just the wheat germ. And quinoa, it's another grain that is an amazing, I like to replace, when I can convince my family, rice or pasta with either quinoa, and my husband grinds up amaranth and puts it in everything. He makes our bread, and he makes pancakes, and I mean anything that he makes, he adds amaranth to. In fact, I think he adds it to his oats in the morning too. So those are just some of the grains, some of the whole grains that are really good to put in our body, some ways to get them in there. Not all of those are rich in gluten. In fact, I know rye isn't. Rye's, I believe, I'm like 100%, okay, 99% sure that rye is low in gluten. Oats are naturally gluten-free. The rice, so there are grains that are gluten-free, and those are ones that I try to stick to for me, because I know how gluten affects me. If I get some in, it's okay. If, you know, we have a pizza place here that I really like because everything is whole foods, and he doesn't put a lot of crap in it. In fact, his tomato sauce is a bit tangy because he doesn't put sugar in it. I love it. And like maybe 3 times a year we go have pizza. And so I'll eat his pizza crust and not worry about the gluten. He's also a good friend of ours. Still, we don't go very often because it's not the best food for us. But of the pizza options, his is good. So that was just a little side. So those are some the reasons that grains are good as a, you know, it's a medicine. Food is medicine more is a preventative. You know, you're protecting your body and you're preventing, doing everything in your power to prevent disease. You never know, things still happen. There's so many contributing factors. You know, my friend Leslie was talking about cancer. I think it was on yesterday's Scope. I know she talked about it yesterday, but I think it was yesterday that she said that everybody has cancer cells in their body. It's just whether something triggers them to go active or not. And there's so many things that could be triggering it. So the things that are in our control, we should be doing our best to control, right? And what we put in our bodies, the foods we put in our bodies, you have 100% control what you put in your mouth. Unless you're institutionalized, in which case you're probably not on Periscope. Unless you're institutionalized and being force-fed, you have control over what you put in your mouth. Even prisoners have control over what they put in their mouth, but they may decide, okay, it's the only thing there is. But the rest of us, we have control. You know, if you're going to someone's house, you have the option to, you know, you can tell them, hey, this is how I eat. If that's not going to fit in with what you're making, then are you okay if I just bring some stuff that I can have? Usually they're fine with that. It's your company they want. But if you're in communication ahead of time, that's a lot better than just showing up with your food. You know, when I go down to my dad and stepmother's house, I know they totally do not believe the same way I do. In fact, they try to bombard me with all sorts of research that they have come across. You know, you can find research for anything. And research telling me things like it's been proven that healthy eating only improves your lifespan by like 3 days. Okay, well, what's your quality of life in those 3 days? And I don't believe that anyway. But they're always trying to bombard me with stuff like that. My hope is over time, I'll wear them down with the fact that I'm eating healthy. You know, when we go out to eat, I make healthier selections. And they're kind of funny because they're like, well, we never have anything in the house anymore because we never know what you're going to eat. I'm like, real food. Period. I mean, watch what I eat when we have family meals. You know, when we have like Easter and our Christmas dinner and stuff. Watch the things I'm eating. You'll know what we eat. Almost everything that you have. Now, and I might even eat the biscuits and gravy when they have biscuits and gravy for breakfast because it's so rare. Because I don't think you need to be, if you're good 99% of the time and you occasionally put something not so good in your body, you're going to survive. It's, if your body is healthy and it's running like a well-oiled machine, then every once in a while trying something and putting something in it isn't going to gunk it up, because it's going to keep processing things. It's just going to flush out the toxins because it is primed and ready to. It's when it's already clogged up that you have issues with it. So if you aren't cleaning up your eating now, if you haven't taken that on yet, I just want to invite you and encourage you to make one small change today. Okay? Whether that is eliminating the processed foods and only having whole grains. Eliminating anything that doesn't have whole grains in it. Do that for a while and then take on something else. I do a different nutrition scope every day, Monday through Friday, as close to 8 a.m. as I can. But I'm not even the only one out here. There's a lot of us out here. Go To Kitchens. I love Leslie. Shout out. I'm sure you'll watch the replay. I can't catch hers live typically, so I'm always watching them on the replay. And this week she's talking about fermentation. I love sauerkraut. I can't wait to watch today's, where she's making some sauerkraut at noon Mountain Time. But there's others too. She's just one of my favorites that I don't miss. And we're developing a real friendship on here, which is really cool. It's what I love about Periscope, is the relationships that I'm building with people that I probably never would have had the opportunity to meet otherwise, but we're like-minded people. So that's a lot of fun and way exciting to do. I love this platform for that. As well as it's a way to get my message out there. Just healthy, clean eating. It's not necessarily about being vegetarian, being vegan, being paleo. My personal belief is, I don't think it's good to swing the pendulum all the way one way. Leslie called it the moderation diet last night, and I agree. It is the colorful middle. I'm going to steal some of her terms that I watched. I watched her last night. She was on yesterday afternoon. But it is, I don't eat tons of meat, but I eat meat. I do eat tons of vegetables, but I don't eliminate meat and just eat vegetables. It's in the middle. I don't eliminate grains. I eat grains, but in moderation. Most of my complex carbs come from fruits and vegetables, but I do add some grains in there. Most of my protein, some of my protein comes from my produce, and some of it comes from meat. Comes from various places. And so I think that middle of the road is the best, but that doesn't mean I'm going to put down anyone that chooses one of the more extreme lifestyles. And I think there's good things in all of them. So whether you're ready to take on an extreme lifestyle, if you're vegetarian and that's where you stand, great. As long as you're getting everything that you need. That's my only concern, is that you're doing it smart, you're doing your research, and you're making sure you're getting everything that you need. Because a lot of people that take on, especially vegetarian or vegan even more so, if they don't know what they're doing, they're missing protein. And that is a key element. I've talked about it before. I'll do future scopes about it again. But protein is a key element for our bodies. It's as important as the complex carbs. So vegans and vegetarians, if that's your lifestyle, please make sure you're getting enough protein. Do your research and make sure you're doing it right. If you are, I'm good with it. Just don't tell me I can't have my chicken and fish, because I'm going to. So don't impose your lifestyle on me. I'm not imposing mine on you. I'm just asking that you're smart about it and make sure you're getting your protein. So Off that soapbox. I don't even know where it came from. Had nothing to do with food as medicine, specifically grains. I apologize. I digress. I think I just like talking to you guys, even when nobody's talking back to me. I'd really like carrying on conversations even more. So if you want to contribute. But actually, I'm going to be getting off. I've got stuff to do. And I want to catch a couple periscopes before I have to open my clip up. So I'm going to go, but real quick, those that missed the weight loss challenge, that wanted to get in on it, you can still tweet me. I can still send you the information. It's not too late to join in, but you do need to be following me. Welcome. You do need to be following me because last night I did the first Periscope for it, just open general, everyone can see it, so you guys can go back and catch it. It's in 2 parts because, like I said, I got kicked off because of low memory. I'll have to see what I can clean off my phone today. But the rest of the weekly nutrition classes are going to be closed scopes. So if you're not following me, I won't be able to invite you to it. If I don't know that you want to be part of the challenge, I won't invite you to it. So if you're wanting to be a part of the challenge, then message me. There is on my YouTube channel, there is a Periscope that I uploaded a couple days ago that talks about the challenge. It has all of the details and broke down. But if the other challenge should still be live, the 2 scopes from last night. The first one has most of it. Last one was just kind of a wrap up. But that scope has most of it. And that should still be live because that was like 6:30 Mountain Time last night. So it should have like another 8 hours or so, I think, left on it to be able to view it. So you can view it. If not, if you miss it, then go to my YouTube channel. Just Dawn Little has a picture of me. Can't remember which picture of me because I was messing with it last night. I think it's a purple picture with my fat picture and a recent, last October picture. But I'm not positive. It may have kind of a funky picture of me. Welcome, Michelle. We're just finishing up, so you'll have to jump on the replay. But I was just reminding everyone, anyone that wants to join the challenge, you can. It's not too late. Actually, the first couple weeks, I still have people joining in my live challenges. I joined my first challenge in the 3rd week and still took home money. So if you're interested in that challenge, whether interested in it at a level of paying in and competing or just joining in for the support and to support others, either way is fine. Had my scope yesterday or last night about it, and then if you missed that, it's also on YouTube. Just tweet me so that I can send you the link to the website. The website just has it makes it so that you can get the email, and it gives me a place I record all the weights, and it figures out all the numbers. It doesn't go anywhere else. And all it's going to ask for is your name and your email, and it won't go anywhere else. Besides, I'll be able to see it, and that's it. So it's all totally safe, and I'm not going to be I will send you a weekly email with the nutrition information we're going to be going over, but I won't be sending you other emails. So you don't have to worry about that in giving out your email to me. So if you want to join the challenge, or you know someone that might be interested, have them get on that scope, or have them go look me up on YouTube and then get on Periscope if they're not, and follow me. And tweet me or email me. Let's see. Let me hold up. There's my email at the bottom, my Twitter handle at the top, which is the same as my Twitter, or as my handle on here. So just at gethealthywdawn. W is just short for with, so if you want to think of it as Get Healthy with Dawn, but just abbreviated with a W. And my email is the same thing, gethealthywdawn@gmail. I use that pretty much everywhere except Facebook, because I had that Facebook account way longer ago. And I keep it at my name. though I do have a fan page that's Getting Healthy with Dawn. So everywhere else, I'm this. Any of the other, I'm trying to think of the other. Okay, I can think of it. It's the picture one. You guys know which one I'm talking about. It's pictures. Looks like a little camera. That one I'm Get Healthy with W. Dawn as well. So if you know anyone that wants to join the challenge, that's still available and open. But starting next week, the nutrition scope will be private. So if whoever wants in is not following me and I don't know that you're in the challenge, you won't, you won't get the scope. You won't even be able to see it. And in order to be in it for the money, you have to be on the scopes every week, whether on the live or on a replay, doesn't matter. Sorry. Had some spit go down the wrong tube. So I will see you guys. Have an amazing day. Tomorrow we're talking about sugar. I know those of you that follow me have seen me talk about sugar before. And we will be revisiting sugar again tomorrow. And because there's a lot of you that haven't been following me. So tune in tomorrow for the sugar scope and find out what's the hype about sugar. Okay? So you guys have an amazing day, and I will catch you all later. Bye.